in the media need to start pounding the alarm and demanding that our legislators and representatives start talking about the issue. And there are some legislators who are focused on this. Chip Roy from my state of Texas has talked about this for a long time. Chip is very good on this issue, but that's few and far between nowadays. And we just need to start talking about it at a bare minimum to get this back in there. As you said, it's not a sexy issue. It's a very, very, very easy issue for politicians to ignore because there are very tangible, concrete benefits and very diffuse, spread out costs in the long run. But we just talk about it, and hopefully some Republicans in the Senate and the House will start doing some sort of legislating to advance the problem.
Well, I think we need some Congress people with spine before they might do that. Here's the question. How do we go about fixing this? And this is taking the messaging and the politics out of it. I mean, when you talk about cutting spending, that means cutting entitlements. When you cut entitlements, that does leave a hole in some places in what our society depends on, for better or for worse. How do you go about structuring a significant reduction in our spending?
Yeah, so there's three programs here in question, right? Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. Medicaid's probably the easiest. I mean, the traditional conservative solution to that is you essentially turn into a block grant program to the states, and you can put some strings attached to it, such as making you work for Medicaid. Work requirements for Medicaid is actually being litigated in the courts right now.
Yeah, and it works so well in the state of Maine.
Yeah, absolutely. So Medicaid is like actually really the easiest here, actually. So Social Security and Medicare. Social Security actually, in theory, is not that difficult either. All you need to do for Social Security, basically, in order to make it sustainable, is you raise the retirement age from 65 to at least 68, ideally 70. You would adjust what in the federal government bureaucratic speak is called the COLA, the cost of living adjustment, so that the benefits go up at a slightly lower rate. You start means testing for wealthy people who might not need the same Social Security payments as poorer people. And that basically solves Social Security on the actuarial tables. Medicare is the most difficult of the three, but Paul Ryan basically had it right. Paul Ryan, again, a lot of conservatives had issues with Paul Ryan. He was by no means my favorite congressman. He was way too dovish on immigration and all sorts of other things I disagree with him on. But he had this right. You need to introduce a voucher program into Medicare. Market forces, conservatives believe in, they properly believe in this. Market forces and competition always bring down costs. And we can leave a public option to start. Potentially that gets phased out eventually. But at bare minimum, the same way that we can introduce the privatization option for Social Security, if you want to invest your money, why should you be forced to give it to a government Ponzi scheme? You should be able to invest it yourself. Same thing in Medicare. You should be able to have competing options. Market forces always bring down prices. They always have. And that's basically my short, 2-minute solution for our 3 entitlement crisis programs.